Hey guys, and I'm back. Hello! Tonight I'm playing something else, something different from what I've been playing before. I'm going to play something retro, something old school. We're playing Road Rash on the Sega Mega Drive, yeah. Yeah, we're doing that, we're going there. It's crazy, isn't it? But that's what we're doing. Yeah, I just decided it might be quite nice as something a bit separate from what we have been doing. So I hope you'll enjoy that tonight. And yeah, I don't really have anything more to say about that. I think really what we should do is just get on with it, right? So let's do that. Of course, this is the EA Classic, before EA went all, you know, EA on us. What more can I say? It's Road Rash, and I just need to mute this music, because it's just in the way. We want this music, we want the Road Rash music, do we not? Do we not? I think we do. I think this is what we want, yeah. The classic EA game on Sega Mega Drive. We start at level 1, and we work our way through. Now, in order to get through the entire game, I don't know if we will. However, we'll get through as far as we can. I did try this for a little while earlier just to make sure it was all going to run okay. I'm just going to move my cursor off the screen there. And it all seems to run quite well, and I got quite far. But I'm starting all over again. Plus, you know, I mean, what music do we need? The classic soundtrack is all you really need, isn't it? I think so. What more do I need to say? Let's get going. We want the music on, of course. Natasha says, some of these jerks would rather fight than race. Watch yourself out there. I will. So here we go. Just get started. Classic Road Rash. Hopefully I'll be able to keep an eye on the chat with you guys. It does need a bit of concentration, this, but not at this stage, mostly later on. Mostly getting out of the way of cars is the biggest problem. First race isn't too bad, it kind of eases us in, I suppose. Oh, don't go too far. Not a lot of fighting going on now, it has to be said. We'll give him a little punch across the face. Watch out for the car. We're up. Oh no! Oh no! There we go, we're up into 8th. We're doing okay. Come on. There will be some near misses, I'm sure. Near misses. Just misses, right? If you don't hit them. There's a police bike up ahead. Oh no! Oh, I thought I was going to hit a sign and then I'd have been busted. It's the last thing we want. To be busted. Oh! Car across the little crossroads there, I suppose. What can we say? Ooh. Not much we can say. Just get on with it. So yeah, we'll get as far as we can. If we can't progress beyond a certain stage, then at that point I guess we'll be stuck. But for now, oh my goodness. But for now, I think we'll be alright. Just need to get to the end. I haven't even paid attention to what position I'm in. I must be ahead. I must be in first, am I? I didn't look. But there's nobody in front of me and nobody behind me. That's a great start, isn't it? As long as we don't get rammed off our bike in a moment. Nice, some vehicles coming along. If we stay on this side of the road, at least we'll know that there are vehicles in front of us. Just a sec. Okay, we're good, I think. Bike's in good condition, we're in good condition. What more could you ask for? Not a lot, that's what. Not a lot. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of, obviously, games came from this, sprang off from this. The 2 sequels on Mega Drive, Road Rash 2 and 3. Road Rash 2 probably being my favourite. I think we finished first. Road Rash 3 keeps, you know, maintains some of the good stuff, but I don't know, graphically just doesn't look very good, to be honest. But yeah, we finished first, 2 seconds ahead of the nearest person, which was Shiva. Let's keep going. We just got a lot of extra money. And we move on to the Pacific Coast for another race. Did I tell you that my bike was custom built? Very pricey. Yeah, but you didn't win, did you, Biff? If that is your real name. Take that. Clip him round the ear a couple of times just to let him know who's boss. Take that, grub. And Gunther ahead. We're good. Okay, we are good. Now, 1 sec, I just want to check something. Yeah, that's all good. Just checking that everything is appearing for you as it should. Which it is, so that's fine. Yeah, and of course then Road Rash did spark some later sequels. Oh no. Oh, I almost made a mess of that. Yeah, some later sequels. Including Road Rash 3D. The biggest problem with the 3D, when they entered into the kind of 3D side of things, aside from Road Rash Jailbreak, which is a generally quite popular game, was that the control scheme remained much the same, but they added all sorts of weird skidding mechanics and all sorts of horrible stuff to the game, which to be honest was a bit of a pain in the arse. Nobody wants, nobody wanted it, I don't think. Oh no! What? That was bad. That was almost very bad. I almost totally wiped out there. Okay, so yeah, I just don't think that it really translated well into 3D. And I know obviously later on there have been things like Road Redemption, which has been suggested as a kind of successor to it almost. And I suppose it is, but it just doesn't feel like it, you know what I mean? I don't know, I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but it just doesn't feel like Road Rash. As much as people say it's a very difficult game, it has got quite a lot of difficulty. But look, I mean, this isn't a particularly difficult game, other than reflex-wise. You just have to make sure that you're able to deal with everything. I mean, look, I don't even have to really worry too much. We're back in first again. No cheating involved either. We're just that good. Just that good. A lot of the stuff in this game, obviously the later games, the likes of Road Rash 2, you start having things like jumps. You go over bits of the road and take off. This one doesn't have that so much. Obviously it does have that system where you fall off the bike and have to run back to it. There we go, we're first again. Let's move on to the Redwood Forest. More racing. You don't have to worry about me fighting dirty, I'm a sportsman, are you? A loser is what you are, Biff. A loser. Take that, rude boy. He's not doing well, this old rude boy. He's having some trouble. So yeah, the later races become, you know, longer tracks and a little more difficult, a little quicker, a little more troublesome. But we'll work our way through. And if we have time at the end, we may jump onto maybe another game in the series. I don't know. Maybe something else. Just depends how we feel, I suppose, at the time. Oh no. Yeah, don't run into the car. I know that meant I lost a little bit of time, but I think we kept a decent position there. As long as we don't hit any cars, we'll be golden. I think. Yeah, it becomes difficult to see what's happening. Some of the stuff will appear just instantly, giving you very little time to react, which is a little bit awkward. Yeah, this is a fun game, I think. I think it's a good fun game. Oh, I can hear the police. They're about to try and ruin our fun. Not worried. I'm not concerned. Need to catch this bike ahead. Oh, there's the police, look. 2 bikes ahead. Get lost, policeman. Get lost. This bike. Oof. We're just getting rammed. Just getting mistreated. No respect whatsoever. Right. I can see quite a few bikes ahead, so we've still got quite a lot of work to do in this race. This is in 5th. And we're continuing. Not far away now, but we might not be that far away from the end. This might be the first race we don't win. Might be. Might not be. We might do alright. Might do alright. Well, we don't get hit by that car. This is Natasha. She was in 3rd. I am now. Ha ha ha. 2 more ahead, and they're just over this rise. Might still have a chance. I don't know exactly how long the track is. It doesn't really give us any idea by looking at it. There's first place. We got him. He's wheel to wheel though. Some wheel to wheel action. I think that's the end. We just made it and no more. Just made it and no more. Oof. By like what? You know, 5/10 or something. We've got plenty of cash. We're into the Palm Desert to race again. More racing. Do you believe that Biff dude, man? What a mouth. No, I don't. I don't, Slater, I don't. What are you doing out of Saved by the Bell? Let's go! Yeah, I'll just give Rude Boy a little clip before we get going. I'll grab, he's not doing too well in terms of health. I'm taking that position. Next! Let's go! Come on, guys. Don't bunch up like this. Just gives me easy movement past you. Could ram him into the path of an oncoming car. Although sometimes that'll backfire and you'll be rammed into the path of an oncoming car, so... It's all about taking the rough with the smooth, right? All about taking the rough with the smooth, I suppose. Whoa! Switch sides. You've got to be careful when you're swapping sides as well, you know. It's very easy to just go skidding off the track and run right into a tree or something. There's the jumps. There's the jumps. I forgot this game had a bit more jumping in it. Obviously that's where you can go very wrong. You take a jump and there's a car and bang, you're dead. Well, not dead, but you know, in severe trouble at the very least. Luckily I saw that car in this lane. Big jump and back on the go. Back on the hunt. Preferably out of the way of the cars. No, 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 no. Oh no. That was close. That was very close. We almost wiped out there. We almost did. These 2 bloody guys. That was Slater. The guy who was telling me to watch out for Biff. Well, I'm not too concerned about Biff, or anyone else for that matter. You have to watch about hitting those things on the road as well. If you're in the middle of a turn and you hit one of those, you're going to skid out and, yeah, lose positions. And you'd lose a lot of positions. Tell you what, this can be a bit intense at times, just making sure your timing's right. I managed to get him locked in. We're in 3rd place. There's 2 bikes up there that I can see. I'm just going to slow down a touch just to make sure I don't hit that car. I don't hear the police anywhere nearby, so that's good. Okay, we've got 1 bike left. I think I did him some damage to Viper. Another hit on him, like in a minute, and it'll knock him off us. Damn it! I think there's 1 bike that got way ahead. Where's my bike? Oh, I got on the wrong... I'm on the wrong place. See, we're losing places now. What position am I in? Oh my. 4th. No. Damn. I finished 4th. There had to be a race where we didn't finish first. I mean, oh, we finished 3rd. Oh, good. I'll have that. We could try again. But I'm not too concerned. I think we'll probably be alright for the next stage. I'd spend everything I had on a new bike at the first opportunity. Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's try the last race in this series. Oh, I got hit there. I got clocked. Your health does recover. You don't just get knocked out of the race if you run out of health, but you will be knocked right back in the stand-ins. Body-to-body shove there is sometimes enough as well. You don't always have to punch them. Not that it hurts. There we go. I've taken a club off somebody. That'll give us a bit more clout, if you excuse the expression, with our enemies. Oh no! Yeah, I thought that was going to be bad. There was some oil on the road. I'm having some trouble keeping up here. Maybe Biff was giving me some good advice. Invest in a new bike as soon as possible. Yeah, the club's definitely a helpful thing to have because it makes it a lot quicker to get rid of people on their bikes. We're good, I think. I think we're okay for a little bit. We're in 4th. Keep this going. We can keep in contention for the lead, I think. I hope. We're so close to these bikes, but there's still a decent way ahead. I need to make sure they don't ram me into other cars or anything. And we managed to avoid that oil spill as well. The oil is definitely something you want to avoid if you can. I'm hearing a police bike somewhere. Getting closer. That's 3rd. That's 2nd. 1st is right there. It'll take me a little while to catch up to him though, probably. Oh, that was close. That was too close for that car. And that car's on this side of the road. We got it. We got 1st. We got the position we needed. We're happy. Everything's great. Is that it? Yes! So we didn't win one race, but we won pretty much all the others. So, that's the bike we have now. I'm wondering... I might jump to the Panda. I'm thinking I'm gonna... Got 6,300, that's what we've got. That's the best bike in the game. The Diablo 1000. Sure can... I don't know, I think... Can I hold off and buy the Banzai 750? I think that's what we'll do. We'll try and hold off and drive get that one after the next race. We've completed this series, we should be pretty good. I'm pretty good, let's ride with the next gang. Bigger risks for bigger bucks. We're in the Sierra Nevada now. Be fast, that's the best way to win. Let the rest fight amongst themselves. Yeah, that's a good point. Something I do try to do if I can help it. Broom Helga! Actually, I might not be competitive in this race without a better bike. I might have been wise to have bought that new bike actually after the last race. I didn't want that. I want to wait until I've got enough for... I might have to do that. Let's see how we get on in this race. We don't look like we're making up much ground, to be honest. It is a longer race. potentially there's that to pay attention to. Yeah, you get different racers as you move up through the different levels. I'm thinking I probably need a new bike actually, but we're in 8th. If we can just hold on and take some more positions. I need to just scratch my nose because you don't really get much. Oh no! That's not the way I wanted to continue there. Right, get going. We didn't lose a position, which is the most important thing, but... Oh, here comes a guy. Here comes a guy. His name's Dread. But we got away from him, I think. I think we're... No, we're not pulling away fast enough for my liking. That was almost bad. So we didn't lose any positions there from that, which is good. But then we immediately crashed into another bike, another car. Oh, and I got run over. Yeah, we're in trouble now. Right, I'm going to have to seriously think about upgrading my bike. I think I'm just going to have to take that other bike. Even though I didn't quite want to, I wanted to... Well, let's see what we can do. Can't do anything about it. All I can do is, for now, just try and survive, really. We're back to 12th now. We're in serious danger of losing entirely. Won't get any prize money at this rate. What do I need? I need like 700 to get the bike I was wanting, don't I? One win would have done it. Chances of me winning this race now are pretty slim. The cars coming out the side streets become more difficult to deal with as well. Oh. They just seem to suddenly be a lot more interested in causing me problems. But no, we're good. I didn't actually see what position we made up there, but that's not the end, is it? No, thank goodness. If that had been the end, then would be languishing in a pretty poor position. Well, 7th isn't the end of the world, I suppose. But, you know, we could do so much better with a better bike. 2 cars on this side of the road. That was good. That was a good bit of movement. We're doing alright, we're moving up in the world. Moving up in the world, that's what we want. Just keep on going. I can get like just enough to get that next bike. I'm hearing a police bike, but it's not right on me right at this moment, so I think if I can just gain... Is that the end? No. If I can gain one more position, we should be in the prize money. The question is, can I? Can we maintain... Oh, we can gain 2 positions, possibly. That'll put us up to... That puts us up to 4th. Got another bike just ahead of us that could help us get up to 3rd, up to 5th from 4th apparently, that's what I'm saying. Right, we're good. I can see another bike just going over the hill, but I just don't know how far the end is. How far from the end are we? Are we going to make up another position? Can we steal his place? Oh, I almost lost that. I almost lost it because of the oil. That was scary. I don't know we're going to make any more positions now because of these slides that we've just had. Stay on the track. Oh, that was close. If I'd slowed down a bit, I probably would have done that without it being so dangerous. But yeah, we're not catching anyone now. They've got way ahead of me. Is that the end? Yeah, that's the finish. So what did we get in the end? What position did we get? 4th. Could be worse. Let me just have a look at my bikes for a minute. 300 I need for this. I think we will wait. I think we can probably get 300 from the next race. If we can get 4th or higher. Let's try. Let's see how we get on. Top speed's everything. Higher speed, quicker finish. I understand, Biff. I understand. Get rid of Broom Helga off her bike. Even though she sounded very much like a male rider there. Well, who am I to tell? Who am I to tell, really? Not anybody. That's who. Not anybody. Right, let's do this. Let's concentrate and let's see if we can make up some positions and make enough money to buy that bike. Remembering that the cost of the bike is included in any trade-in towards another bike later. So let's hope we can build on what we did last time. He missed me, thankfully. I just kept going. Avoid that club in the head. Stay on that side so you don't get rammed off into the car. Oh yeah, that car is on this side of the road. Just a quick slide across. Right, I think we're probably, I don't know what position we're in there just now, around about 9th or so. Almost lost that position there. But we're good, I think, to get past these guys. Yeah, it's good, it's good, that's good. Somebody went off. Oh, he almost hit me in the face. We're in 5th. Right, so we're about the same place as we were last time. Just need to move up just a touch. Just get this next position and we're in a pretty good place, I think. Except that they really want to pass me. They're really battling to pass me. I'm hearing a police bike. And that car is on this side of the road. We're good. We're, I think, going to be fine. If I can just gain a position or two. We're pretty close. I mean, I can see the leaders. Until I killed myself on that car. I mean, you know, killed my bike on that car. We are about to lose a position because of that. 7th we're in now. 7th is not it. It's not the place we want to be. 7th is not good. These two bikes, if I can pass them, will put me in 5th. There's a police bike there as well, which I'm concerned about. Get lost. Damn police officers. Oh, 2 cars on this side of the road. That's good. That's good. Come on, make up the positions. Come on. The cars now are becoming much more difficult to find. Ah, that's the finish. Oh, no, it's not. I thought it was. Because there was people hanging around. Normally when there are people hanging around a junction, that means that we're at the end. Nah, they're too far away for us to make a big enough dent in their lead right now. I think. Ooh, we almost rammed a cow. Imagine letting your cows just stand in the middle of the road. I don't suppose you can. I don't suppose they asked for permission or anything, did they? They just did it. It's not like you can say to your cow, please don't stand there. It's not going to go, oh, alright, sorry mate. Not much to say, just, you know, here we are. Who's this? Natasha, possibly our friend? Don't know what she is. Is she a friend? We got 4th. Right. Police bike. Cars. It's right in my way. Whoa, over the top. Wow. Cow in the middle of the road. We're in 3rd. Can we make more of a move on this? No! We're finished! I finished in 3rd! I finished skidding along the road. Getting some actual road rash, but now I can buy a new bike. Let me just check something here. No, I didn't buy it. How did I buy it? That didn't seem to buy it. No! How do I... Damn! Choose the right. Oh no! Now I've got to go back. Now I've got to do another race. I don't have a choice. I've got to do another race. I skipped buying my bike. You punks think you're so fast, wait till you see me on your tail. Well, maybe I will. So we're not going to get first place in this race because I didn't manage to upgrade my bike that time. Next time. Next time. Come on, right. That means we're on the first bike and not doing well. Could end in, well, when we got third, we could have been a lot worse off, I think. Could have been a lot worse off. Ooh, took a nasty little knock there, but we're good. Good, we're good. I think, anyway. Oh, car on this side of the road. I've just got to keep them off me. Oh, almost lost my balance on that one. Right, go. Oh, roadkill almost took me out. Oh, we took a knock there, but luckily, yeah, I'm doing this race probably the worst so far. Probably the worst so far. Come on, keep up. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Got another position coming. 10th. 9th. 8th over the top. Yes! That's what we want. Now if we can just not fall off our bike again for the rest of this race, I'd be very happy. Very happy indeed. And if we can gain a couple more positions, I'd be quite happy too. I don't know if that's going to be possible, because I don't know exactly how close to the end we are. Oh, jeez. Oh no! Oh, thank goodness. We just ramped the cow. I thought for a minute there I was going to splatter. But we're okay. Look at that Biff. When you say you're a he says he's a sportsman, and there he is swinging a billy club at us. It's not very sportsmanlike of you. Yeah, we're good, we've gained something. Not much, I mean, with this underpowered bike we're just not going to do great. Not going to do great things. We might have to come back and do some of these races again. Because we're only gaining like 3rd and 4th. That's the end, I think. Oh, it's not. We've got some trouble with cars. Right, we're good. We are on our way again. Oof. Sliding out just a touch. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of the sort of older racing games from this sort of time can be a bit of a, I don't know, a bit awkward to play in comparison to things now, but Road Rash just always seems to feel fine. Can't go wrong with a bit of Road Rash. Unless you're out and about on your bike and you've fallen off, of course, you don't want that. Right, how many positions can I gain this position before the end of the race? It's about the only position I can hope to gain, possibly. 5th. Okay. Sometimes you're better just not ramming them as well. I mean, that's often... Oh no! Get across, get across. Stopped him. Shut the door on him just as he tried to get in front of us. Oh, there's 2 bikes up here, but we're finished. Okay. Next time, this time we buy the new bike. Right, okay. So, I'm going to buy... See, now I feel like I want to wait for the Kamikaze. We'll go for the Banzai 750. And then we'll work our way from there, to be honest. We'll work our way from there. Off to the Palm Desert, let's see if we can do a bit better. Don't let her name fool you, Angel is no saint. Oh, surprised there, she's in a bike racing situation where she's attacking people. I thought she was the nicest person in the world. Just a little clip there. Just teaching them who's boss again. Although I haven't been for the last couple of races. But now that we're better powered, I think we'll be alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow. Unless we do that. That's what you get for speaking too soon. Now I don't know what position we're going to end up in. Overconfidence. Gets you every time. Let's go. Right. Oh, just wiped out 2 of them. Going too hard. That's the problem. Going too hard. Oh, jeez, there's another 2. These guys are just not very good, if you ask me. Oh, that was a tight one. 8th, okay. Need to stay on the left. Just needed to drop the speed briefly there. Whoa! Oh, stay out of the road! Getting off the track, there we go. Car's on the other side of the road, so we'll just stay on this side. Oh no. Stay on this side. Oh my god. Stay on this side, I said, and my bike's off. Yeah, we could probably write this race off. At least I didn't get run over. Too much power, that's the problem. Too much power! Just bad control on that section of the track. I think we're going to have to do all these races in this series again. Unless I don't know how many positions I can gain before the end now. I am on a faster bike than them, which means I should catch up to people easily. But I'm not paying attention to the power this thing has. That's the biggest issue. 8th. I'll just have to start again. At this point, I don't think. I think it's pretty certain that we're not winning this race. In fact, I'd have been better staying on the bike I was on. At least we were getting like 3rd. There we go. At least we can wipe someone out for a bit of fun. Ah. At some point it's going to be worth probably going back and doing those races again, I think. I might have to if we want to progress. Oh. Every single time. Oh, every single time. I can't even just restart the race, I wish I could. I just need to be a bit more controlled. Not go off the road. It's the biggest issue. But, you know, it's a bit of fun. Get away from me. I don't want to get arrested either. Oh no! Oh! I just need to get off the power there as fast as possible. I mean, some of these, the cars that you know, you won't notice them until it's way too late. I thought that was going to be the finish. 6th. After all of those crashes that I've had, that's not the worst position we could have found ourselves in. If we get 5th, I'll be quite happy. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, I thought that was the... yeah, it was. I was going to say, I thought that was the end. It was. It's the last race in the series. I don't think we're going to qualify out of this. Right, let's try going back and doing these races again. Oh, very nice. There's people boasting about things all the time. Thinking they're special. There you go, Rex. He was in pretty bad shape, it appears. So we're going to do this without skidding out all the time or crashing into anything. We didn't manage to take his club off him, but he didn't hit us with it. Okay. I'm looking out for cars now. That's my main concern. 7th, 6th. There's 5th. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. That was some nice turning. Oh, there's Angel. Take that. I wonder how far back my bike is. Oh no! If I run out of money then we got a problem, right? Let's try and do this one first. Don't slam everyone, yeah I know. No points for bailing. I got overconfident again. Right, let's try and see if we can do better at this race. As long as we don't go too high. This is roadside stuff that we need to worry about. Especially when we're going around the corners. Oh. Almost prophetic. I thought I was going to do alright at this, do you know that? Tried out earlier, got right through all the first level races. These races aren't even that difficult, really. So to make sure not to stay hammered on to the accelerator, which is kind of what I'm generally doing. 7th. Nah, you can swing your club, but you're not going to hit me. I hear a police bike. That's the biggest concern. You know I'm going to get knocked off right in front of them. Whoa! that was scary for a moment. Saw the car, I was just like, there's nothing I can do. Nothing I could do. This is the worst place now. Do not fall off here. Do not fall off here. Or anywhere near here. Can you believe it? I don't even have any money left. I cannot believe that. Slater's crazed. He jumped a cow last time we raced here, did he? I jumped a cow somewhere. At the moment I'd rather just finish a race. That would be enjoyable. Power straight past them. Try not to mess up this time. It's always just as the police bike appears. You know, the stress is on. At that stage. Right. Let's try and be a bit more sensible about this. Which we probably won't be, but you know. Just remember to get off the power if you go on the grass. Gone. Yes. One little club for me. Stay over, stay over, stay over. Oh. The car looked like it was thinking about coming out. I don't think I overtook him, but we're okay. We're okay. I feel better about this now. Okay. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no no no! No no no! Just careful. Oh, here it is. Here's the police bike. We're in third. Oof. We're in third. Now can we stay alive more than anything else? That's the question. Probably not. We'll see. Okay. See them right in front of me. They're right there. They don't seem to be getting any closer. they are. Maybe they are. Come on. That wasn't the end, thank goodness. Scary. Scary! Get back on the bike. Quick. I lost 2 places, we need to make them back. Come on. Had to happen eventually. Okay, we've got these bikes in front, they're not too bad. We're in a good position if we can stay away from the cars. And that'll get 3rd, 2nds there. 1st isn't far away. I might be hoping for a little bit more than we're going to do here, but let's try it. See how we get on. Come on, that's it, that's it. Maintain that position, don't fall off, don't hit a car. Car on the side of the road. Oh, that sucks. All the time, you have to leave a space. No wait, that's not what I meant to say. Finished. Not in the position I'd have liked to have finished in. I'm not even sure that'll let me get onto the next stage. No, it won't. We need to do it all over again. I probably should have done that one. Right, well, let's do this. Slater jumped a cow last time we were here. Back to it. There we go. 1 down. Best not to get involved in the fights, to be honest. If you can, just avoid everybody, then it saves you a bit of trouble. This is the one where we hit all those rocks and immediately got arrested, so let's try not to do that this time. Should be keeping up, you know, quite easily with them. It's just making sure I don't hit anything that's the biggest issue. Let's just win a couple of these races that'll hopefully get us on to the next option. I think giving me that one that I'd finished 6th in was probably a case of saying, look, you finished too low on this one, try again. I'm 7th here. I should have gone with it really, but never mind. We will see how we get on here first. Couldn't see anything there. If a car had been on that side of the road, that would have been it. The end of us. So we can do some of these without getting busted, that'd be good. Oh, we got a couple of bikes right on top of each other there, over the top. Into 5th. We got 3 cars here that can get me all the cars. 3 bikes here that can get me all the way up into 2nd. And 1st isn't that far away. This is better. Much better. Much, much better. I just turned right instead of left there, straight into that car. We can just... oh no. There's a police bike. There's a police bike. Please tell me it's ahead, not behind. Had to happen. I thought I was going to hit the... probably in 7th. Well, could be worse. Although I think our best position in this race was 4th, so... 6th. Can't believe it. Luck stopped me hitting that car. I don't know what else to say. Not really much else I can say about that. Like, oh, he wiped out. That's 5th. The trouble is, we're so far into the race now that gaining those positions back, well, actually, might not be as hard as I think it is. If I can just not fall off. No, there's the end. Oh no, it's not. Okay. It might be okay then. I can stay on... no! It just isn't to be, is it? It just isn't to be! I should have gone for the in-between bike. Maybe I'd have had a bit better control that way, but we're not gonna improve on our position in this race, I don't think. Maybe we are. Maybe we are. Just need to get in the right frame of mind. Thankfully it didn't go very far. Yeah, we're in 7th now. At this stage, just finish the race so I can try again. 6th. 5th. I mean, they're not far away. They're not staying far away. That could be the end. Every crossroad area is another potential end for my race. Oh, I almost had too much power there. Every one of those is a potential end of the race. Can't be far now, surely. Cannot be far now. Yeah, that'll be it. Nah. No! That was 5th. That's not good enough. Right, I think it obviously wants me to do the Palm Desert again, because we only finished 6th there, so let's try. Although it's getting to the stage where I'm not sure what we're going to do, how we're going to do. Surely we can get over 6th in this race. At this stage, winning isn't even the first thing on my mind, it's just getting through the race. And then, oh, I really should have been fighting them. I might have stopped them from hurting me. Seem to be a bit more, I don't know, ready to jump, I suppose. Really, that's all we can really say about that, right? There we go. That was all right. That was all right. Or in a case of making sure I don't crash and burn. Well, we could gain a position, well, a couple of positions over our best race position in this race, if we can just, there's 5th, so we've gained that one position. We can get 4th, 3rd, we can possibly get 2nd. At this stage we can possibly get 1st if we're, I shouldn't be saying that, I shouldn't say we can possibly get 1st, because that's just silly. After all the things that have happened to me so far, saying, hey, we're gonna get 1st is probably not a sensible thing. Especially with that bike. Oof. Especially with that police bike right there. Be extra careful when it's around. If we go off when he's there, we're gonna be in trouble. I have to slow down because there's a tough little selection of corners to get through. I mean, as it stands right now, I'm already in a better position, obviously. But hey, we can push. There's 2 more bikes there. We can possibly gain those positions if we don't do anything too stupid. Possibly. I mean, some of the car crashes as well. You know, you don't get a lot of warning. You just jump over it. You come over a rise, and there's a car. Bang. Race over. But oh, okay. At the moment, we're okay. Can't do much else. Don't fall off the bike. I realised that wasn't the best way to do that, but it's better to slow down than to spin out and lose lots of places. Right. They're not in sight right at this moment. Well, I think they're just over the hill. I was looking at that suddenly, I just thought, no! Don't happen now! Don't take me now! It's not my time to go. Yeah, they're really far ahead now. Really far ahead. I would have expected to have spotted them. I mean, I can see them in the distance, but only just. Every time I come around a corner, they're just disappearing over it. This is better. This is better driving. There's a car, I don't know what side of the road it's on. This is much better if I can maintain this. Third's better. It's not first, but it's better than anything else we could have done. Still can't move on to the next series though. This one we finished 5th. Ready for a new bike yet? Well, I bought a new bike. Didn't help. Made it worse. Just a little knock off to the side there. Let's just be a bit more careful. Not super careful, obviously we want to push a bit, but see if we can get higher than 5th here. That's what matters. Can we get higher than 5th? Probably. Surely. Surely we can. I thought this bike was going to be a lot faster than them, but the leaders have managed to stay way ahead. Admittedly because I have been crashing all the time. But, you know, it's not the end of the world if we're not too far away from them. Well, that was close. 6th, okay. At this stage we're round about the position we finished in last time. And we're in the position we finished in last time. So, we can get 3rd here if we're careful about it. Yeah, there we go. Good. There we are. So 2 more places to try and make up. There's another one. Well, they're not far away. There we go, 2nd. Hey, gain a position, and then immediately smash. Right, 6th so far. Oh, I just ran the other way! Oh, disaster. Disaster strikes. 8th place now, 9th. And there's a police bike. We were just in time to avoid that. Although, maybe that would have been better for me at this stage. Just I thought, stay off the track, stay off the road. As that car appeared. Right, what position can we gain? We need to get back. Oh, we jump the cow. Jump the cow! I'll have that. Okay, 6th. We're back in 6th. We can gain back on our position. If we can get into 3rd again, I'll be happy. If we can get to 1st, that'll be even better. I mean, at this stage, we should get 2nd easily enough. There's 5th. 2nd isn't far away. 2nd isn't impossible. Even 1st might not be impossible. Well, there we go. 4th. 3rd. 2 more bikes. Is that the end? No, it's not. We've got a chance. There's 2nd. Right, it was after we got 2nd last time that we wiped out, wasn't it? So let's go with a bit of care, so we don't immediately wipe out again and lose the position. 1st isn't far away. This is a much better drive so far. I need to stop speaking too soon. Need to stop speaking too soon. But oh, how the hell did I not hit anything? How the hell did I not hit anything there? Right. 1st is pulling away now though. We might have managed not to smash, but yeah, we're way behind. Way behind. 2nd's better than 5th though. Oh, not a lot. How are you doing? How are you today? Okay, 2nd. Have we done enough yet to get up to the next? Yes, we might have done enough to get up to the next series. See how we do at that. That's good to hear. Good to hear. How things been treating you on here? Level 3, Sierra Nevada. I don't know if this bike's going to be fast enough now. It's good to hear though. Good that things are going alright. I know, do you know, I was just sitting, I was sitting today and tried it out. I thought, oh, do you know what, I feel like playing something I haven't played in a while, something really good, and I mean, it's you can pick this up and play it, and it's like you, last time you played it was yesterday, you know? It's just one of those games you pick it up and it just works the way you expect it to, straight out the box. Reflexes maybe aren't there as much as they used to be though. Ah, my bike's just been dragged away forever by the car. Ow. Yeah, it's not quite as quick to to do these things as I was. I can't say I didn't deserve that. Yeah, I don't think we're doing very well. We're still having fun with it though, you know? Although eventually I might not. Eventually I might not. So what have you been playing lately? Oh, I don't want to fall off now. Police bike. 10th. If we can gain any places after all of those crashes, I'll be quite happy. A silly suggestion that I'd be able to make up places. Didn't work out in my favour at all. I don't know, if I get to the PUBG, I can't get anywhere in that game, you know. Like just Battle Royale in general. I can find lots of stuff. I always get killed. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing. I think I'm gonna start doing a bit more retro stuff live. I had been doing it. I've been doing it on like YouTube, but oh my god, yeah, I'm having an absolute nightmare right now. Yeah, I mean, I did some on YouTube. This one, or I mean, Road Rash 2 as well, is fantastic. Can get that one working. I need to sort that out. As a game I don't have. I need to think about getting hold of. It's as, you know, it's early on, at least, certainly I was having as much fun as I used to have with it. Now obviously I'm crashing all the bloody time, but you know. Oh my god. I did not deserve to survive that. Yeah, it's good to, it would definitely be a good one to remember. And more than anything, to see if I can still do it, you know? I don't think I was ever particularly great at this game anyway, so... Oof. That was a stroke of luck there. No, no, no! Oh, saved it. Saved it! Ow. These guys hit hard, too. If I can get below 10th, I'll be happy. Yeah, most of them are, you know, you can pick it up quite easily again. After years. This one literally is like riding a bike, I suppose. Oh. I might have stopped having fun. I can always look at something else. Right. I'm having a nightmare in this third series of races. What was that noise? I'm just getting bullied by all of these other bikers. Absolutely rammed off the track. Whoa, we're not even gonna... They've probably all finished by now. Am I actually in last? I think I'm in last place. I'll have to do this race again. Don't fall off now. That's the end, surely. Oh no. Oh, the races are much longer when you get into the third series, aren't they? Yeah, most old games, I mean, as long as, you know, if you played them before, they're really easy to get back into. And I just feel like as well as... Oh, I've wrecked my bike, never mind. Something else extra to do. My bike needs repairs, 700. If I run out of money, that's obviously when we have no chance. Well, I didn't finish the race, so let's try a different race. Don't turn the music off. We don't want to turn the music off. It's the wrong way to do it. Let's try a different race. Not that that's necessarily going to help me. You know, but the longer it takes to do it right, the more enjoyable the eventual win might be. Although I think these bikes are much faster than mine. Yeah, I mean, I played a few of them and done them sort of on YouTube, normally shorter games, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's just, if you can play some of the, oh my god, some of the classic sort of games like this, I mean, they've always got appeal, haven't they? Everyone always likes them, surely. Surely. And I know a lot of people say, like, Road Redemption, you know, that's the successor to Road Rash, but I just don't think it, has the feel of Road Rash, you know? I don't think there's been a game in years. And even when they did the 3D ones, I don't really think... Yeah, like lots of just... really classic games. Always appealing. Oof. Scary. The trouble is as well, if I crash too much, I'm going to wreck my bike again. And that's not what I want to do. You always see that, you know, someone makes like a game and everyone's like, oh, it's like this old game, and it never is. Or it rarely is. I mean, the new Streets of Rage at least kind of felt like a Streets of Rage sort of game. But a lot of the time they do these older games like that, and they just don't translate across that well. It's fine doing a remaster of a PlayStation era sort of game, but these sorts of ones don't always go over so well. Right, let's try not to die here. Our aim is not to lose all our money, I think. This is better. I feel more comfortable in this race. What's that? I thought there was a car there, but I think it's just a load of bikes. A lot of bikes, very tightly packed up here. It's always fun even just to sit down and play these, you know. I know it still surprises me sometimes. You can go back to some games that you played years ago and didn't do very well at, And sometimes you'll do great at them and they'll be really easy. More often than not, though, they're so much harder than anything you're currently possibly playing, unless obviously you're playing, I don't know, Dark Souls or something. Yeah, you know, when you go and you look back, and I always remember, you know, playing on a variety of systems, Super Nintendo and Master System and all these sorts of stuff. It's amazing how much harder the games felt at the time. And now you can play some of them and you wonder why they were so hard at the time. Other times you think, wow, that game really was really difficult. Just ducking between cars. That's good, that's better. Keep it up! This is good. I feel like I might have finally got to grips with this bike a bit more. Oh yeah, yeah, without save, or, you know, and you know that if you turn the game off, you have to start from the beginning again. You don't have passwords or anything like that, so you have to start all over again from the beginning every single time. And as soon as you get that game over screen, you know, those were the days where you could understand why people were raging at how well they'd done in a game, you know. Because you just wouldn't... You'd have to start all over again. And then you were like, oh, let's find... Yeah. You know, oh no, that guy shot me and I died, oh no, you know. Or dying loads of times in the game nowadays, and you think, well, that's kind of the point of the game. You're not going to go through it without dying. You know, in the multiplayer kind of shooters and things, but... At that point in time, it was like, no, I've just spent 4 hours doing this. Or something, you know, and now I'm going to have to do it all over again. Right from the start. It's bad enough now when a checkpoint puts you in the wrong place. Imagine they made a game, you know, even something like Dark Souls, you've got your campfires or whatever, but... When you played Super Mario Brothers and you lost all your lives and had to start all over again. Or Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that, and you just... You understood how controllers ended up getting smashed. Mind you, I don't think the controllers cost as much money back then as they do now either. You know, the last thing you want is to smash a PlayStation controller or something now. Buy another one. I always thought that must be the case, you know. Well, maybe because then you know, because a lot of the games would come out, wouldn't they, with the strategy guide or with the or whatever. And maybe it was a way to sell. I think I just knocked that policeman off his bike. It was a way to sell strategy guides, make the game really hard, and say, "Oh, we got this booklet if you want it." Oh no 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 no! Damn it! I thought I was doing all right, but I just lost. Barely gained any positions at all. Yeah, making the game like super long, at least I suppose with like the older sort of RPGs you could say, but that's it, you know, you would keep playing it and playing it, and maybe sometimes you would keep playing it because it was the only game you had, you know, when you were a kid, you were just playing it because it was the only game you had, and eventually you'd get it, you'd do it, or you'd never finish the game and one day go back to it thinking, I wonder if I could do this game. rediscovering that rage all over again. Or, you know, the other option is you blast through it. But that's it, you know, it was always... You wanted the challenge a bit. And, you know, there was always the possibility as well that if you wanted to with some games, you could have, like, the cheats that made things kind of silly, you know, so you could have a bit of, you could do something kind of silly. I still think removing all that kind of stuff from games, you know, even just in a sports game, the ability to give your guy a giant head or something, you know, just added a bit of fun to things. Nowadays you'd have to buy that as a skin, probably. Oh yeah, I'm the same. I've got games that, yeah, I probably never finish, you know. And there was, I played one a couple of days ago on here, which was Zombies Ate My Neighbors from the Super Nintendo, and I always liked the game, but it always gets, you know, it's another game that gets quite hard towards the end. You've got like one person to save and very little time to do it, and little things that made you think this game's made to annoy me, to beat me. Yeah, I played through that, and well, I didn't play all the way through that because I eventually failed, but the sequel, Ghoul Patrol, I did manage to get through, which is a game that I never ever finished. On when I had the game originally. These races are so long now. It's such a long race. Yeah. There's so many games I need to... Yeah. You know, I always felt like there were just, especially in Zombies, always felt like there were so many levels. Like it almost felt endless at times, that game. And even though you were doing the same, not very happy, right? Even though you were doing the same thing over and over again in different levels, it still always felt really fresh for some reason. Not that you know, I sound like I'm kind of reminiscing about a time when all the games were fantastic. Of course they weren't always, but now, I mean, a lot of games you play now, you know, you get the same recycled enemies over and over again. Nobody takes any risks. At this stage, I'd like this race to be over, but yeah. We're not doing very well, though. Let's see how much cash I have got. I'm almost wondering if I should go down to the lower priced bike. I might, just to see if that helps me. Maybe I'm just using, if I'm going just a bit too fast. Mind you, I'm going to have to go up to that bike again at some point, aren't I? Let's try it and see if maybe just that little bit more control is what I need. Yeah, I always felt like more of a challenge. I can't remember what I was saying. Yeah, you'd go out the house and you'd be like, you know, your mum or somebody would be like, oh, it's time to go out to visit whoever, and you'd be like hoping they didn't notice that you left the thing on, so that you come back and be able to get on with it again. Now your consoles are always on anyway, you know. Wow. That's what's going to be. I mean, that's one thing that is, I think, good with some of the newer consoles. You know, with being able to sort of rejoin your game even if you've turned it off. Yeah, I mean, that was the other thing. You know, hope that you don't overheat. I mean, I think that the old consoles generally didn't do that. I didn't find as much. Certainly mine never, but you know. But yeah, that was it. I don't think I had any chance of escaping that one. Did it? Oh god. And it's the worst thing, isn't it? You know, depending on how old you are when it happens. You know, if you're a kid, saying to somebody, "Oh, my Sega's not working," I almost feel like I did that on purpose there. And then they're like, "Why? Well, how did that happen?" Well, because I keep leaving it on all the time. And to be honest, I've been generally quite lucky with console faults. You know, even back in I think the only system I ever had a problem with was my PS2, the disc read issue that obviously most people had. But even like the Xbox 360, I had one at the beginning that never got the red ring, and to this day I still don't know how I managed it, because you know that machine was like the worst thing for overheating. But no, up until I changed to like the slim one because of the extra storage, it worked fine. And then I sold it. I hate to think what happened to it after I sold it. It probably died after that. I think I would definitely be the exception to the rule there. Yeah, that was always a good thing, you know, that at least with that particular issue, they wouldn't charge you for it. That was all. I felt like they had to do that, really, didn't they? I mean, it would have been pretty stupid if they hadn't done that, because it was a bit of a ridiculous oversight. And then obviously the slim ones, when they did them, at least that issue wasn't so much of a problem anymore. But, you know, and all those fixes that people had for it. I just thought it was interesting, you know, the X clamps and all these other things that you could have to fix the issue. Let's just hope that the new ones, when they come out, they don't suffer these kinds of problems. Maybe, if we're lucky. I'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. What's your what are you thinking? I don't know if you're what your opinion is. Oh, God damn it! What your opinion is console-wise? Oh, did you? Well, why not? Was you Wrap It in Towels? That was a popular one, wasn't it? Wrap It in Towels. Especially because they were starting to fix them in a way where hopefully they weren't going to do it again, weren't they? No, that's it. Yeah, not at all. Oh my god, I'm hitting everything just now. I'm hitting absolutely everything just now. At this stage, I don't even. Oh my god, one more hit and we're gonna have to start the race all over again. Now, if I could do that every time. Oh, that was almost lost. I can't even remember. I was gonna say, yeah. I was gonna say, what are you thinking console-wise for the next generation? You're gonna wait a while? Are you already on board for one or the other? I'm probably gonna get the Xbox just because I play everything on the Xbox. But what usually happens with me is I get one and then I'll get the other later. I just want to play everything, you know. To some extent, at least. Yeah, that's my plan. I've already got money in I've already got money sitting in an account, build it up month to month, so that I should have enough money by the time it comes out, you know. But yeah, no, I just play everything on Xbox, and I know that a lot of people obviously prefer one or the other. But really, I mean, worst at this game now. Really, I only play my PlayStation 4 for the exclusives, which is obviously the big selling point. You know, is that obviously some of the older, kind of well-loved exclusives are obviously on PlayStation. What position did I even get there? 9th. Surprised I even finished the race, to be honest. We're gonna have to do all these races again anyway, to be honest. No, wait, that says 10th. That says 10th. Maybe there's only one prize once you get to 10th and onwards. Really? I don't have the first idea about investing, so... I didn't even try. It's the same as gambling, you know. I know that it's one of these things I would do and I would lose everything and I wouldn't have any idea. But it's good if you can get into it. Who wants to watch me fail again? I'd be interested to see mainly kind of the stuff that's obviously coming out as well, because I know that Microsoft have still got to announce their exclusive games. Who knows? Maybe they'll have a lot this time. You never know. Maybe they'll have paid attention, and all the game studios they've bought, you'd think they would. Yeah, I mostly play. I mean, I have to admit, you know, I mostly play single-player games, and on stream I do. Mainly because my connection at times is an absolute pain in the arse. Excuse me. But yeah, no, Xbox Live. I think when Xbox Live first came about, yeah, have you just not bothered with the PS4 at all? I have to admit, I probably played my PS3 more than I play my PS4 now, which, you know, is... It's odd, but everyone I play with, when I do play online, is on Xbox, so it just makes sense. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, with Xbox Live, I mean... Oh my god. This is the worst. With Xbox Live, yeah, it was the first time I really got into playing multiplayer games, because I mean, I played, you know... I played multiplayer games on PC for years as well, you know. Mostly things like Kingpin. That was a game that's apparently getting a remaster or something soon. That was a game I played quite a bit of multiplayer, mostly LAN sort of multiplayer. But well, that and things like Heroes of Might and Magic 3, sorry. Oh my god. But yeah, then Xbox, obviously the first Xbox came out, and with Xbox Live, I mean, I played Rainbow Six 3. I think it was Rainbow Six 3. It was like, I played it all the time, you know? Doing the terrorist hunt missions just all the time. Oh god. I think I need to stop playing this game. Yeah, well, I think they are starting to. They are starting to put some games on PC. I think... Was it the first Last of Us games now coming out on PC at some point? Is that what it is? There was a couple of the exclusive PlayStation games that are starting to make their way to PC. Yeah, I mean Rainbow Six 3 on Xbox, the original Xbox, I'm pretty sure. Just, yeah. That was what really got me into playing multiplayer on the consoles online, you know. And I don't play much multiplayer anymore. I mean, I'll always give the likes of a Call of Duty a try for multiplayer, but most of the games I tend to play are, you know, RPGs and first-person action games and that kind of thing, or first-person, third-person action games as well, and adventure games. It's always been something I've always really liked. You know, the classic LucasArts point-and-click adventures. But I've also really liked FPS games. I mean, from the likes of Soldier of Fortune, you know, that sort of era. Doom, obviously, the original Doom. It depends, I mean, what kind of RPGs you're looking at as well. You know, obviously there aren't as many of them, but whether it's JRPGs or whether you're looking at stuff like your open world RPGs, the likes of Skyrim and all the rest. You know, I was wondering, you know, Sony, they advertised GTA 5 at the start of, you know, their games list. They had GTA 5 obviously at the start of that, and I was wondering, are they going to release Skyrim on the PlayStation 5 now? Is that something that might happen? Hopefully not. They don't need to. I don't have a problem with an updated GTA 5. The only problem I kind of have is, did they not update it already? You know. I mean, we're not going to get PC quality graphics necessarily on it, I don't think, are we? If they could allow some of the PC... You know, the thing that would be great to see with like GTA 5 on the new consoles would be if they could tie it in with like some of the 5M and all these kinds of things. That would be quite interesting. It'll never happen, but that would be quite interesting for some of the like fun games and racing stuff. Yeah, I'd really think that there would be a place for that kind of thing, you know, on GTA, especially stuff like stuff I've watched quite a lot of the Project Homecoming racing stuff and all that kind of thing. That stuff's so good, like the new cars they've put in, you know, and yeah, just the role-playing elements of the online, although sometimes they can be a bit, you know. But yeah, the Project Homecoming, the 5M stuff and all that kind of thing is really quite good, and it'd be quite nice to see if they could get that kind of thing onto consoles, but obviously, I mean, look at the mods situation with Bethesda. Obviously, Sony weren't totally on board with the idea, were they? In the same way that Microsoft allowed some stuff that maybe wasn't going to go on PlayStation. I need to stop. I need to stop playing this game. Well, we won't have much money left, so if we wreck again 2 more times, the choice will be made for me, won't it? Let's see how we get on. We did alright, you know, the first 2 race series we did okay. This time round we're just not doing very well at all. But yeah, no, I think that needs to be something with the new consoles, especially with the power they've got, well, they've supposedly got, a bit more work towards modding, or allowing people to obviously have games with the kind of mods that you expect on a PC game. I don't expect you'll get the full extent of them, but it'd be nice even if you could just carry over in some way from see that. I'll have that. Not that I'm likely to finish the race, but never mind. But yeah, that's one of the things I would look forward to if they did that, but as I say, I don't think it's going to happen. Of course, the trouble now as well, you know, in terms of like games coming out and big releases in the future, other than things like Ghost of Tsushima, which I'm looking forward to, which hopefully I'll be able to play on here. The trouble winding down a generation is that there's nothing coming out now. There are still some things, obviously Cyberpunk. But as you're coming close to the kind of winding down of a console generation, obviously it starts to get kind of dull. No point wishing for things that aren't going to happen, you know. This is all just going the same way. But at least the one thing I mean, I don't know how what Sony's gonna do with regard to backward compatibility. But at least the great thing with the Xbox is they say at least that it's going to be backward compatible with all generations. That would be interesting if it is. In which case I have to buy the disc-based version so that I can obviously play. If anyone came on hoping that I was going to be good at this game. Yeah, I don't really get it, you know, and it's the same as obviously, because it's a great idea, Microsoft adding. I mean, just even the stuff, you know, when they did the original Xbox games to get them onto the Xbox One with the improvements that they had, it really worked quite well. And you know, you think PS2 games, I mean, if you could have the entire PS2 back catalogue available to you from day one. I mean, just unbelievable. And even a good chunk of the PS1 games as well, you know, not just what they've decided is okay to be on the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Now or whatever. And the same with Xbox. Obviously, at this stage, it was all on Xbox One. It was obviously all only selected games. But the way it's going with the future, it sounds like they've thought about that, and can't be bad. Now, if they'll turn on the servers for original Xbox multiplayer, we can all be happy. I'll get back on Rainbow Six 3. That's the trouble, you know. I mean, because obviously, wrecked again. One more wreck, and we're gonna have to play something else. Yeah. 420. That's what it says there. I'm just saying. One more time. Yeah, and then, you know, obviously there's so many other things to pay for on the likes of PlayStation Now. But when you look at it next to something like Game Pass, which doesn't have a lot, it doesn't have all the games or a huge amount of games on it. But when you compare it to something like Game Pass, which obviously now with the Game Pass Ultimate, for example, it lets you, obviously it includes a subscription to Gold. At least there's an extra benefit to doing it. But then with PlayStation, obviously, if you're paying, however you're paying for your PS Now subscription, your PS Plus subscription, obviously the PS Now is an additional cost on top of that, and that was, obviously that kind of sprung up, I think, from when Sony came up, or were thinking about doing PS Now. That came from, there was a game service called OnLive years ago that was trying to be the first kind of streaming games service, and it didn't really work very well, you know. And obviously they've added downloads to PS Now. Oh, just one sec. Obviously they've added downloads to the likes of PS Now now, but yeah, you know, it just isn't quite the same sort of service. And yeah, Game Pass, I mean, there's lots of indie games and stuff that I would never have touched, probably, that I've played. God, even if I finish this race, I'm not going to get anywhere. At this stage, I think I'm just going to intentionally ram into things now. Yeah, you know, and then you play the game and you think, oh, actually, you know, once that goes off Game Pass, maybe I'll get it so that I can carry on playing it. Also, it's a great way to almost try before you buy on some games, I guess, as well, you know, because you can play the whole game. That was something, remember, they talked about when the Xbox One was first coming out. There was a suggestion that there would be a demo of every game, and you'd be able to have a trial of any game you wanted. That obviously didn't happen. You wouldn't have to buy a game, you could try it first and it would be all good. Of course, developers don't all want that, do they? But yeah, I think that's what something like Game Pass is good for. And PS Now could be really good, and it's probably got a better catalogue of games on it on the whole. But yeah. And I suppose, well, in hindsight, was it ever really going to happen? You know, was it ever really going to happen? I don't think I've finished a race in a decent position in ages now. I barely finished a race. I think stage 3 is going to be what finishes me in this game. I know it does sound like I'm pushing Xbox over everything else, but you know, I play a lot of things on a variety of systems, PC and PlayStation as well, although not as many things. Oh yes, there we go. 10th place, wow. It's amazing. There's 9th, oh, wiped him out. Wiped him out. Played this game with cheats turned on. Not that they would have helped. Some sort of cheat where I could just drive through all the cars. No. Yeah, just ram them in and try and stay on the other side of them so that they're the one that hits the car. That's what I was trying to do early on in the game. Now I'm just trying to steal my bike, dude. I almost landed on a cow. Hooah, hooah, hooah. Trees, yeah, get them off the track into the poles there on the side of the road, or bushes, or big stop signs. Big yellow signs on the side of the road as well, I noticed. Do I think the biggest problem that I've got in this series of races is the fact that they're so long. In the other races, if you had a couple of crashes, it probably wasn't enough to destroy your bike. Maybe I should have kept the faster bike too. See if we can finish this race. If we can't finish this race, I'm going to run out of cash, and I think that'll be the end of me. I think that was one of the things in this game, you know, that that the fighting side of it seemed really cool, but then if you got caught up in the fights too much, you probably ended up losing out. I'm also worried that there's going to be a police bike behind me in a sec. It's a big fail. Into this with good intentions, you know, we'll get through this. That's not going to happen. I don't even know what position I'm in now, do you know that? That's one thing in some of the sequels. In the third one, I played a little bit of, oh, good, I finished a race for once. Oh no, that means I got prize money. 360. 8th place, wow. At least I finished. Palm Desert, the one we died on last time. That's it, ramming them or just getting past them as well without getting involved in the fights works quite well. This bike isn't fast enough to get me where I need to go, I don't think. I should have kept the other one. I shouldn't have downgraded. It's all those little spills on the road and stuff like that that just completely ruin the experience. I'm not even trying anymore, it seems like. It's pushed me to the end of my tether. I do enjoy the music though, at least that's keeping me relatively sane. Be nothing worse than playing a game, you know, that you want to kind of progress through, and it's got really annoying sound. We need a helmet view, that'd be good. I don't think they ever did that in a... Yeah, no, the music was always... And a lot of the, you know, a lot of the racing games So in this era, sort of super hang-on and all that kind of stuff, just great, great soundtracks. Nowadays it's all licensed music, and but really there's some great composers involved in some of these games back then, you know. I mean, a lot of the stuff. I was seeing a video by someone fairly recently talking about the fact that the soundtracks for some of these games, like the Hang-On and stuff like that, actually did quite well in Japan, obviously. But and you think, I've never seen a soundtrack for a game from that era. Certainly not at the time. But a lot of people obviously are remembering the great music from when they did play stuff. Don't take my bike away. That car just... well, no, my bike's not going to survive. yeah, that was a good one. And obviously, I mean, there is always room for a good licensed soundtrack as well. I mean, something like coming back, the Tony Hawk games. You know, obviously the licensed soundtracks and that were what just made that. I never really played Cruising that much. Any of them really. No, that's not true. I played... which of them was it? Can't remember. I played one of them. Was it Cruising World, or was there an Extreme one or something that was just really not very good? But yeah, no, the Tony Hawk with the first two coming back out, you know, I'll be looking forward to that. And then of course, hey, the first two are coming out, and now Skate's coming out. We're getting a new Skate, which is what we all wanted, maybe. And we'll have to wait and see how EA mess it up. Can't buy. You'll be buying customization parts on the marketplace. Yeah, I'm quite interested in the remakes, just to see, especially to see how they do it. You know, they had a chance. It's a pity that someone was allowed to do that horrendous Tony Hawk 5 thing that they did. But yeah, I mean, the first two were fantastic. I played the. I did play some of the first one a little bit recently to remember, you know, it mainly, especially after that. And I did think about whether to do it on here, and I might at some point. But I was never fantastic at them, but I did really love them. Love the games, love the game world. And the trouble's going to be, you know, when it comes out, streaming these games, you won't be able to have the soundtrack on. Unless, obviously, you're happy to have your entire game muted when it comes time for people to watch it. It's the only downside, I think, you know, you have to play these games without the sound on. But yeah, no, it's definitely something on my radar. Although I'm thinking it's coming out close to the time when the new consoles are out, so I don't know. Is it only going to be on... No, surely they're going to release it on the new generation ones as well. Otherwise it wouldn't have much of a shelf life. But then it will be playable on them anyway, won't it? So... I'm so close to smashing my bike again. Oh, I finished another race. Well, that means I get more money. I'm not going to be running out of money anytime soon. But it also means I've got to do all these races again. Okay, let's try the Palm Desert again. I'm starting to get to grips with that a bit more there. No, it's definitely something I'm looking into. I'm looking at getting. Right, let's try this again. I'm probably going to do a couple more races, I think. These races take forever as well. I don't know how long that race was. Yeah, I mean, it's a game I'll definitely do, and as I say, the new Skate. There's a couple of other Skate games. I saw there was a kind of preview version of Session, another skateboarding game, on Xbox One, which I have played. It's so hard to play though. Like, I don't know why they didn't stick with skate style controls. I know they were trying to put some more realism into it, but it's a really difficult game to play. Like a really difficult game to play. And there's Skater XL, I think, is another one that's coming out soon. Yeah, I played it for maybe about half an hour or so. It's just so hard. And I think that was on the... I think that was on the supposedly easier control method that I played it. And you think, I hate to think what the other control method's like if it's that hard. But no, you were constantly... I think the problem I had with it was you're constantly... rotating, you know, you're rotating on your board, and then suddenly the controls to ollie are the other way around, and remembering that is horrendous. So unless that completely changes, which I doubt very much, no, there was just nothing easy in it at all. And I mean, you think people are wanting in a game like that, they want to be able to pick it up and play and not, you know, not go too in depth with it, and I don't know if they think that's some kind of realism, you know. If you don't know how to skateboard, of course, it's not super easy, but no, that's it. There was nothing easy at all. It was. Yeah, you almost feel that way, you know, and then the trouble is that obviously the controls to do like the reverts or whatever, but you're having to do them all the time, because as soon as you do any kind of rotation, flip trick, anything like that, you know, you've turned the other way and suddenly the sticks are the other way around. They didn't do that on Skate, which a lot of people felt was much more real than the Tony Hawk games. That just didn't work. So I'm guessing it's not likely to change either. Oh no, I almost got arrested. Which is a shame, because another good... It's been so long since we've had like a good skateboarding game. Skate 3 was probably the last one. Busted! Traveling at unsafe speeds is wrong. I must protect you from yourself. Fine $600. Word. Let's try different ways. Try that one. It's not going to make any difference. Yeah, I still quite like to try them out, but yeah, I mean, there hasn't been one so long, but just not been anything to really try out for. But yeah, the new Tony Hawk I'm interested in, definitely. And we'll see what else happens. I'll tell you what, I am surprised that another game that... Because I mean, I don't play a lot of normally any sports games, to be honest. But that one was always okay for me. Or any sort of snowboarding related games. I keep wishing they'll do another Steep. Because that really worked it's quite a good game. But it's the last kind of snow sports game that's been any good. There was another one that came out, Infinite Air or something, that was terrible. That wasn't terrible, you could create your own runs and stuff like that, but it didn't have the excitement factor. Not that. 10. That's good. Well, before I played this, I did think about playing something like one of the old N64 wrestling games or something. Probably do that at some point as well, but there's very few. There was I'm trying to think now, because there was it the SSX one that they did? It wasn't terrible. I haven't seen a good one in a while. Feel a bit more comfortable with this bike now. Can I finish a race? There was... I'm trying to think now, there was one on Xbox 360? I don't remember what it was. There was the Shaun White one, which was okay. Was it Amped or something? Was one of the... Sounds like an energy drink, but I'm sure that was... that was one of the Xbox snowboarding games, which was quite good fun. I know, it seems like a lot of that sort of stuff just isn't... Maybe it's not as popular now as it was then, I suppose. Certainly it doesn't seem like any of that stuff's as mainstream as it was when I was a kid, you know? Even then, it wasn't particularly mainstream. I don't think skateboarding had quite made its way to the kind of where I am. No. That's the trouble. I think, you know, it's all about is the thing popular right now. I think with a lot of the bigger games publishers, who obviously you're going to get some of the better. God, he's trying to ram me off. I'm going to get rammed off by this policeman. Oh, that was a bit of extra excitement there. No, it's... Well, I suppose the trouble, of course, you know, the idea of a mainstream game anyway is pretty much, at the moment anyway, you know, it's the big shooter, the big sports game. Whether you're, I suppose, in the US it would be Madden, and here, and I guess the rest of the world it would be FIFA probably. It's either Call of Duty or that, and obviously these days Fortnite or something. That's pretty much mainstream. I mean, even you know, with the kind of, I was going to say, with the kind of purchases that it gets, even something like Battlefield these days doesn't feel as mainstream as it was, but it is. It still makes a lot of money. But yeah, there's so many of those kinds of games that'll never make as much money, obviously, as Call of Duty or anything like that. Oh. Oh, I actually finished the race. What position did I finish in? 8th. I'm definitely not progressing in this thing. It is kind of annoying, isn't it? That we get stuck with the same games sort of all the time, really. One sec. With the same sort of games all the time, and they're not always very good. I think is the biggest issue. They're just not always very good. They don't try anything new really. They don't really try anything new with it, I think is the biggest issue. No one seems to be allowed to try anything new, you know? Which I think is probably the worst part about it. Anyway, that's gonna be where I finish for tonight, I think. So hey, thanks for coming along. Thanks for the conversation. It was good to talk to you about the historic games that we enjoyed, and hopefully the decent stuff coming soon too. But no, it's yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the coming time. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was starting to lose my enjoyment of the game a little bit towards the end. That's not particularly surprising. Anyway, yeah, thanks a lot. I'll see you next time, or I'll see you soon, hopefully. And yeah, thanks a lot. Bye for now.